Now they lost it on the 40 acres on campus grounds. We gather round, discussing goals and dreams and life's adventures. The Texas Longhorns, they're the talk of the town. Podcast tales of the 40 acres, where we dive deep into the game day stories, from touchdowns to heartbreakers. We discuss it all, Texas Longhorns glory. We gather around each Thursday night, talking sports, it's so alright. From football to basketball, baseball to softball, Tim Wayne and Irish, we cover it all. Sports talk is our passion, our delight. Thursday night at 8:30, we unite. We discuss the scores, the plays, the teams who might. Let's dive into the game, let's ignite.
12 conference champions.
Yo, what is up? We are back. It's been a couple of weeks. We're sorry we missed out last week. It was just a slow week on the 40. We decided we didn't have anything to talk about, and we didn't talk about anything. But hey, we're here. We're back. Texas, doing Texas things, building the stars, and we will talk about that. Of course, the On3 top 32 5 stars have come out. and Texas on the defensive side of the ball have made a lasting impression. Lots of guys getting that 5th star, and we'll talk about that. But then we'll also talk about what happened to the offensive side of the ball. There's some guys on there that I think that should be on there that are not. We will, of course, talk about that here in the future. Actually, in the future, not in the future. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Before we get started, though, Tim Wayne, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Man, lots of stuff going on the 40, man. Last week we took a week off, man. I've recently got back into comic books. And so
Really?
I've been getting comic books, getting my comic book on.
Classic Batman.
I'm the Batman guy. Got a
So I
couple
thought,
got a couple Marvels. Huh?
what is your thoughts on the Superman trailer? Like the new. We really haven't talked about the DCU. What are your thoughts on the DCU?
It looks good. I've got a lot of hope for it. This year of movies is gonna be it's banger city. You know, we got
Should be, yeah, lots of good stuff.
Captain America coming out in 2 weeks.
Couple weeks. Yep.
After Captain America, you got Daredevil Born Again. They got the same cast back from the Netflix series. You got
Real?
you got the Fantastic Four coming out in July. You got Superman coming out. The Super Bowl is next week, so we don't know what we're finna get. Oh, and Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler have linked up again to do a old school vampire tale called Sinners. Michael B. Jordan plays a set of twins. Yeah, it's gonna be. This is gonna be.
Did they just have the Marvel Con recently,
I don't know.
or maybe I just saw an interview or whatever. But yeah, man, lots of stuff.
If you're a cinephile, this is a good. Then gonna be a good year for you.
Yeah, and that doesn't even discount the TV shows that are coming out, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Brave New
Marvel's-
World comes out a couple weeks. Daredevil Born Again, and Daredevil Born Again is a full fledged TV show. You know, the first season's going to be 18 episodes.
Mhm.
It's going to be insane. That comes out March 4th. What remind me? What's that on Netflix?
Was
Disney?
Disney Plus? Yeah,
Okay. Oh yeah.
but they're gonna keep the same. It's gonna be a mature show. It's not. They're not backing away from.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, I seen. Have you not seen the trailer?
No, I'll go check
No.
it out.
The trailer is pretty gruesome. Lots of
Okay.
blood. Lots of violence and lots of politics. So,
Thunderbolts coming out in May.
Thunderbolts is in May. So
Ironheart's in June.
yeah, it's gonna be a. If you're a superhero fan, it's a good time, man. It's a good time.
The Ironheart series is going to be really interesting. I'm curious.
We're getting one of the last seasons of The Boys.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the thing. We're also getting Peacemaker.
Oh,
Like
Peacemaker's gonna be so good.
Peacemaker-
Oh my god, Peacemaker's gonna be so good.
Peacemaker's good.
And then we're
Spider-Man
getting a prequel, Eyes of Wakanda.
Eyes of Wakanda comes out in
series?
August.
You know, I think they're gonna tease the new Black Panther in that somehow.
I would love for them to do that. He should have been recasted a long time ago. Listen, I understand that he was a major and a big focal point in Captain America Civil War, but he should have been recasted.
Yeah.
Maybe he shouldn't have shown up right away, but he should definitely be recast.
I don't think they really knew how to do transition it though, right? Like they're still technically figuring out like how to transition him into this whatever he's gonna be, and I guess that's what Secret Worlds is gonna help us find out is like what that transition.
I think
is.
we're going to get. I think we're going to get a. I think we're going to get a Black Panther from a different dimension. A different. So, yeah, if you're big into heroes and sci-fi and all that good stuff, man, it's a good time. Because we haven't.
Well, that was us nerding out for the that was us nerding out for the first 10 minutes of the show because that's just what happens.
Yeah, man.
But it's gonna be a good year for comic stuff. I'm very excited. I'm
Yep.
I'm particularly excited about the DCU because we need a good DCU.
Oh yeah.
We've never had a good DCU.
Yeah.
Um, and I really hope James Gunn can pull this off. I really hope he can
Yeah.
because if he can do
So
it, that would be huge for them.
that and then they've started shooting on Supergirl. Supergirl started shooting 2 days ago. So and James Gunn is not the type of person to spend a lot of time on a movie because he usually writes a movie very well before he puts it out.
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully we get two back-to-back bangers because if
That'd be awesome.
If Superman is not good, that's
I don't have
really,
hope for anything else after that.
that's
So,
really
they
bad.
need a big
That's
one.
a really bad situation. But I'll
Anyway, all right. Well, we spent the first 10 minutes talking a bunch of nerdy stuff. So now let's get to Texas football. But first, FanBattleSports.com, FanBattleSports.com, where you can get the latest and greatest from the AFC South, including the Colts, the Texans, the Titans, and the Jaguars in our off seasons, all just like the rest of you, watching the Chiefs and the Eagles for the second time in 3 years. But
God,
hey,
God,
you
I hate the Eagles.
if you wanna start your own show, hit the contact us link. Let us know. We'll be glad to help you get set up. FanBattleSports.com. Follow us on Twitter. We are close to 2,900 followers. We really appreciate everything and all the things you do there. We will. There will be a time when we will be transitioning from Twitter, like full scope, and that we do have a Blue Sky as well. So please, if you are on Blue Sky, do let us know. We only have one tweet on there right now, but the hope is that we start to get into Blue Sky as well and kind of do dual tweetings there. So follow us on Blue Sky. Follow us on LH Fan Battle at LH Fan Battle. And of course, while you're here on the show, comment, like, subscribe, do all the fun
Whoa,
stuff.
whoa,
Help
whoa!
us do it.
Shout out to my TikTok people.
Oh, I was getting to tell it next.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. Go ahead, my bad.
So while you're here in the live show, like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost at 100 followers. We are chugging along on the YouTubes, and we really appreciate if you hit us up. We do have guests on here quite often. We were going to try to have Matt Brown on tonight again, but the schedule did not work out. We'll probably do a pre-recorded video with Matt Brown next week, and we might play that for the show for next week, and take another week off. You know, we'll be in and out as things are happening or not happening, but we'll see what we do. But we definitely want to make sure that we give him the ability to come in and talk to us. We're going to talk a lot about NIL. We're going to talk about uh, what is it, profit sharing and all that fun stuff. As you guys know, Matt Brown is known for college football 25 breaking. Now that's been out, it's almost been 8 months. He's moved on to what he normally does, which is his day job, which is look at stuff for that are not on the field in college sports. NIL being one of those, and with this year being the first year of profit sharing, that'd be a great idea in this off season to see what he's heard and see like what is this going to look like in year on, because it's going to be much different. Gone are the days of Notre Dame making the most money as an independent. There will really be no advantage for Notre Dame moving forward to be an independent because they will make the same money as everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out. Very interested to see what that looks like from a cost perspective. So join us. Either we'll have a video up on our YouTube channel, or we'll probably go live early in the week next week, or we'll figure out what that looks like. So follow us on YouTube. Plenty of content coming. We are live weekly every night, Thursday night at 8:30. Alrighty, Tim. Texas is officially taking the #1 spot in the recruiting rankings for the first time under the Steve Sarkisian era.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a couple of things to talk about here. I think Rivals already had Texas as the #1 recruiting class. I think On3. I'm about to check On3's rankings, but I think they also now have Texas as the #1 recruiting class.
Yeah.
And nothing about On3 has Texas as #1 recruiting class now.
Right.
And ESPN, I don't really follow. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't follow ESPN recruiting. I haven't followed ESPN recruiting in almost 10 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Is there a reason why you don't follow ESPN recruiting?
I don't follow a lot of things ESPN anymore because I think all they just put out is a bunch of bogus. I don't watch ESPN to watch their games. Like I've gotten to a point to all I watch ESPN for is because they broadcast the games. I don't watch like ESPN shows.
You don't watch
I
Pat
don't
McAfee
really,
anymore?
not really. Pat McAfee's got media too. If you look at some of the stuff Pat McAfee's been saying for the last year, right, since he's joined ESPN, it's very ESPN.
Man, all right.
I listen. I'm all about YouTube content commentary. I will watch
Dude, prime
uh,
Pat McAfee was like 2019, 2020. Dog.
before the pandemic, before he took off. When he first started, bro, that show was
Pat
awesome.
McAfee, Pat McAfee 2019, 2020.
Yeah,
That dude is,
I watch
and this
College
is,
Game Day. Like that's the only Pat McAfee on ESPN I'll watch. Even his show, I'll just watch the clips. I'm not sitting there watching a 3-hour show that's being sponsored by ESPN. Because if you look at like what's on that show, it's a bunch of crap. Like it's not the old Pat McAfee anymore.
mm. This is coming from a lifelong Colts fan, guys. My man's been a
Like
lifelong Colts fan since he got to what? Where did you start out?
Texas.
At Tennessee. Since Peyton got to Tennessee and he got drafted, you have been a ride or die Peyton Manning fan.
I was
Followed him all the way to the Colts.
8 years old.
Planted your staff in Indianapolis. It's been there ever since. You had Andrew Luck. You've gone through a number of quarterbacks. Pat McAfee just so happened to be there. And
I love Pat McAfee when he was a player too. He was awesome. Like I don't get the rep Pat McAfee gets as a player either. Like they act like this dude was some scrub, dude. Pat McAfee was actually really good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he had like if he kept going, he had an all timer punter like on like he was on the cusp. That dude was really good as a punter.
They
People
said that he was the best punter
don't
for
remember
9 years.
Don't remember how good he was.
Yeah.
So, but he's just gone full ESPN, bro. And I just don't like what ESPN puts out anymore.
All right. That's fair. I thought you were still watching Pat McAfee, dog. I enjoy Pat McAfee.
But I'm not sitting there watching Pat McAfee show, bro.
I enjoy Pat McAfee. Man, yeah, he's had some funny situations. Shout out to your boy Chuck.
That's why I watched the clips.
Shout out to your boy Chuck Pagano, also former Colts.
Yeah, look at Big Chuck, big getting back in the NFL, bro.
Back with the Ravens.
Yes, sir. Where it all started.
Shout out to him, but yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about the recruiting class. So Texas does have the number one recruiting class according to On3. They are number one recruiting class on the Rivals recruiting rankings for 2025. And it took them a while to jump up the Rivals rankings, right? Like for the longest time, they were number 2.
Right.
They finally sneaked past Georgia, and they're barely above. Like the difference between Georgia and Texas on the Rivals recruiting rankings is like 9 points. Like they're like literally like neck and neck, right? Same thing with the On3 recruiting rankings. It's like 0.6 of a point, right? So, but now you take a look at what makes that difference. Like how does Texas get this? And these are the kinds of things that you see, right? These are the kinds of things that are important in order to get there. Right. This is what you need.
Right.
You need guys to up their game, right? If you look at this list, look at the guys that are on this list, but look at the schools that are attached to the guys on this list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Keelan Russell, the quarterback out of Duncanville, goes to Alabama.
Right.
The one that hurts the most, Decorian Moore, goes to Oregon. Right, again, another guy out of Duncanville. But look at they do get Lance Jackson, defensive line. The guys and our guy Beware jumps in. They need him up front, yes sir. And there are two names in next year's class that Texas is tied to up front in the trenches, and there's another guy that Texas is tied to that they have to hit in next year's class, right? Like John Turntine, and I believe his name is Oso, the offensive tackle out of.
Yeah.
I need to double check. The offensive tackle in the Houston area, I want to believe.
Yeah.
Like,
And
those
I
are
believe he announced over the weekend that Texas was in his top 5.
Oh, good. Well, that's good. Texas is taking a lot of they're gonna be really big. Just quick, just forwarding over to 2026. Um, they're gonna take a lot of linemen in this 26 class, right? There's a lot of guys in this 2026 class that are gonna be really good. Obviously, not getting Michael Fasusi really hurt, right?
That one hurt a lot.
Yeah, they did land Brandon Baker in the 24 cycle, right? The number 2 guy. But right now, John Turntine is the tackle out of Fort Worth. Obviously, goes to North Crowley. That guy is an animal. That guy is really huge. Mansfield, sorry, not Houston. Felix Ojo out of Mansfield, Texas. He was obviously here this week.
Yeah.
For junior day, and that's another guy that those are 2 guys that this Texas team is going to try to get this week to help fill the trenches.
Yeah.
And then you guys know about the defensive tackle out of Bastrop, right? I mean,
yeah.
Talk about
and Justice Terry, that was a big addition as well. But, the big dogs for us mainly came out of our own home state, and that's the great part, right? We want to win the state, and then branch out and get other players and add on the depth and add starters and things of that nature. Now, you think about you think about what this means, and usually, there was a stat that ESPN had, and it's been pretty accurate. We're basically saying, like, if you sign a number 1 recruiting class outside of A&M, you pretty much have a pretty solid opportunity of winning your conference championship or winning a national championship. Outside of A&M, and the only reason I bring them up is because majority of their class that they had when they had the number 1 recruiting class in the nation transferred after 2 years. So I don't believe any of those kids are there from that number 1 class. I don't think anybody is there. I think they've all transferred out.
I think they're all done. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, again, getting kids in Texas, getting them to stay, right? Again, the Michael Fasusi and the Decorian Moore, that hurt. There was I can't remember who the Ohio State is. It Pettyjohn?
There's 2. There's Riley Pettyjohn, right? Who isn't a 5-star, he's a 4-star. But the other one that really hurt was Devin Sanchez.
Devin Sanchez, yes.
The cornerback.
Pettyjohn going to Ohio State hurt. That hurt a lot. But again, you can't have everybody. But those 2, I think those were 2 of the most important out of the bunch, outside of Jonah Williams and Khalik Lockett. I think those, if I had to rank them, I would say Decorian Moore, Pettyjohn, Devin Sanchez, and Michael Fasusi. Those 4 that we didn't get, that hurt. But still, Texas has done something magnificent. We haven't even gone throughout all of the guys. We just named the 5 stars. Elijah Barnes being in at linebacker, coming in, big guy, 6'1", 220, and can move, getting healthier, or adding more depth at corner as well. Michael Terry, we don't know what can't Michael Terry do? That That dude is 6'3", 217. He can do it all.
Bro.
He could.
So
He
about
can.
Michael Terry, real quick. I was listening to Anwar yesterday.
Okay.
Shout out to Anwar Richardson, OrangeBloods.com. He actually like played recordings of an interview that he had with Sark like a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
They've been playing like Michael Terry as outside receiver this week. Like he actually asked Sark. He was like, "Hey, like, what is like?" He has a very long way, but long story short, like, what has changed about the guys that you picked up this year in recruiting? It's a lot different than what you're normally used to. And he's like, yeah, I have a type, but I think we realized like 1 year being one of the things they realized going through the SEC is they need to not just be faster, they also need to be bigger at all positions.
Dude, that is one thing that has been very impressive. Usually, Sark gets the small guy that is really, really quick. He gets the speedy guy, right? Within these last two classes, these guys are fucking huge.
They're huge, man. They're really big.
Dude, they listen, to get a Fasusi is one thing, but we've been able to get a Justice Terry, we've been able to get a Lance Jackson 6'5", 260 on the edge.
As an edge guy.
That's insane.
These guys move quick, like insanely. Like, listen, Bo Barnes might be, whatever, he's 6'1", 215 or 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
That dude is quick. That dude is fast.
Yeah, yes, he is. He is. Same thing with Jonah Williams. Jonah Williams can fly, and he can play anywhere. Yeah. Running back, quarter. I mean, I think he did play some quarterback, running back, quarterback, safety, linebacker. I think we've seen him at wide receiver. What can he play?
Punt returner.
So and the crazy thing is like we've seen guys go down within the last year. To be able to be like, hey, can you go do this? They're gonna get reps. Think about this. You play a team, you're blowing them out. You think those guys are gonna get sat on the bench? No. Some of those guys are gonna get reps at other positions that we wouldn't think. We think about it. You see Bo Barnes coming in at running back after Cedric Baxter and Trey Wiseman had a big game. Now you got to deal with Bo Barnes. This is the type of stuff that you want. This is the type of problems. These are good problems. Yeah. I think forget the top spot. These are good problems. They're going to add depth. They're going to. Some of these guys might mess around and be starters.
Yes. I think the one thing you have to.
I think
the one guy that there's been a lot of hype around,
right?
Cade Phillips.
Well,
there's been a lot of hype around Cade Phillips, like really good. Like there's people that are saying that he might start as like our second corner. Like they think he's that good. Like that's starting over Kobe. Like some people are saying, like, dude, he's better than Kobe Black when Kobe Black came in.
Kobe Black is amazing.
And Kobe Black is really good, right? And they're saying this guy is better than him this year at this point than Kobe Black was last year at this point. Like Kobe Black is developed into a really good player, and we'll see how he plays out. But there's serious talks that he could play for that number 2 corner on the other side of Muhammad. And if you can get a guy like that who can challenge like that, bro, that's gonna be awesome.
Listen, if you can get a situation where let's say he doesn't. Let's say he's a third, right? Even at a third, if he's locked down, is great.
A slot, yeah, third would be in the slot, bro.
Even if he's good, even if he's not the starter, he's not number 1 or 2. They put him at nickel and they let him just cover slot wide receivers. If he's that locked down, that's amazing. This is a really, really good problem. I have a question for you before we move on here. In regards to and by the way, for y'all that don't know, National Signing Day is actually on February 5th next week, but I think
I
I
think
think
Texas is done.
I think
There's
it's I think
there's
it's done.
nobody I've heard of.
Now, if Georgia is able to snag somebody or flip somebody, I think then you
Well, letters
see.
of intent are already signed,
Oh, okay,
and these guys are like getting ready for spring ball.
yeah, because a lot of these guys are enrolled. I
They're already
believe
on campus. Yeah, they're already enrolled.
our entire our entire all of our guys, including our guys at that transferred in. Jake Meester, I don't know how to say his last name.
Right.
Cole Brevard, Brad Spence, Travis Shaw, and Hero Kanu uh, are all there already. And
Hero's already here.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
shit!
yeah. Like
Hell,
they're
that's awesome.
they're ready. They're ready. If they're not, no, I'm lying. They're on a 2 week break and they should be here within 2 weeks. I'm lying.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. They should be ready
I
to
was
go within
about to
2 weeks.
check on spring enrollees, Texas. Listen, this isn't even talking about guys like Myron Charles,
Right.
uh, like other guys that are 4 stars are really, really good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. We've skipped over a
and-
lot, but like, you know,
yeah, but these, yeah, for sure. I mean, we didn't even talk about Jamie French, who I think is going to be electric for Texas.
absolutely.
I love Jamie French. Like I watched Jamie
The
French.
only people that are not enrolled are Nick Townsend,
Okay, he'll be here in the summer.
Jordan Coleman,
Okay,
Cedar Hill. Shout out to Cedar Hill and Devin Coleman, the brothers. Remember, they're brothers.
yep,
They're both interior linemen. So shout out to them. Those are the only three out of what 12, 15, whatever many. They're the only three that are not there. Uh,
really.
yeah.
I'm
Other than
surprised.
that, everybody else is gonna be there or after this break, or
Sure.
yeah, they'll sign in and be probably what summer coming in the
Yeah,
summer.
that's when the next portion of the off season works. So when
Yeah,
the spring ball starts, like, is it late February or is it like first week of March?
I want to say late February is
Okay.
if Coach Ware, if you're there, man, if you could chime in, let us know when spring
Oh,
ball.
Coach Ware would. Yeah, Coach Ware knows everything.
Yeah,
He'll tell us.
yeah. So
He'll tell us.
I want to say late.
Here, let me see if the dates are out here.
Now, what hasn't been announced yet is that orange and white game. That orange and white game is going to be insane.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get there. Though. This year's orange and white game is gonna be so high.
Last year was dope, and we got really really close. This coming up here with Arch being the starter.
Please, someone said this is gonna listen. Speaking of Arch Manning, anything else you want to talk about when it comes to this?
No. Nah. We can move on. I did have a question, but you can move on from
Go
it.
for it.
It's not that.
There,
It's
go
not,
for it. Because there's one more thought that I have. I'm very surprised Jamie French or Khalil Lockett are not on this list.
for what? Oh,
There's
yeah. That's along the lines. I was like, why? What do you? Why are they not there?
So it's interesting. So they are there on the rivals list, but On3 does not have them on their list. And I was seeing so on the rivals list they have let's see. I don't know what that means. So position rankings. So the rivals 250. Keelan Russell's number one. Bryce
Mm.
Underwood 3. Corey Moore 4. They have Fasusi 8,
Okay.
5-star. They have Justice Terry 11, 5-star. Right.
Mm-hmm.
They have Khalil Lockett as a 5-star at Asashi.
Okay.
They also have Jamie French they have Lance Jackson as a 5-star at 29. And then they had KJ Lacey as a 4-star. We didn't even talk about. Oh, they also have Jamie French as a 4-star. So he lost the star because I swear he signed as a 5-star.
I could have swore he was a 5-star.
So he must have lost the star because he lost the star on 3 as well, which is interesting. But position, Jamie French is still rated. This is running backs. Jamie French is still rated. Oh, he dropped. He's like top 10 now. He was like top 5. So
Yeah,
something
they
must
say
have happened with Jamie French. I don't know what
on
happened with Jamie French,
yeah, I mean,
but that dude's gonna be insane.
yeah, yeah.
And he's that flashy player, right? Like he's gonna be. If he pans out, he will be what we were hoping Jonte Cook was going to be.
Man,
And
you
if
want to
he
talk
pans
about
out, he will be what we were hoping Jonte Cook was going to be.
you want to talk about a guy that can freaking flat out fly. That guy,
That dude's quick.
Jamie French, can get it.
I love Jamie
He
French.
can
I think he's the one guy that nobody's talking about. That I
Yeah,
don't know why they just stopped talking about him.
I don't know either. I have no
So,
idea.
but anyway, we'll see. Obviously, spring ball.
He ran 11.67 in 100 meters, and that was just a couple years ago. You think
Yeah.
he ain't got stronger and faster?
Oh yeah, for sure. But March 19th is when Texas spring ball will start.
Okay, so
That's when
Mark.
spring practices start. Yep. So,
Okay. They have voluntary practice. There's been some clips kind of floating around with voluntary practice and things like that. So yeah, they're getting to
if
it.
they have open practices this year, we will be there. We will be there for open practices
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
Yeah.
And we will be there. Listen, lines are going to be insane this year.
Yeah, they are. So get ready and make sure you're hydrated.
Yeah, get hydrated. It's going to be hot. The sun came out today. I don't know if you know that, but it's been gloomy in Austin for a couple of weeks.
It's been rainy, dog.
But the sun came out today.
We're back in the 75s and 80s, right?
I'm crossing my fingers.
It's here. It's here.
Winter is over.
Yeah.
It was
In
a short winter
February.
for us this year. This will be the first February that we don't have a winter in like 5 years.
Yeah, we usually have like that one blast of like cold, like that one
Like 2
storm in
weeks.
February, and then it's over with. Yeah.
But hopefully there's a sign that that's not going to happen. But yeah, we'll keep track of the new guys coming into town. We'll probably over the next couple weeks talk about the guys we're most excited about more in depth. But speaking of guys that we're excited with, Tim, do you like Red Bull? Do you drink Red Bull?
Yeah, I listen. My favorite Red Bull, I have 2.
Yeah.
I am a lover of coconut, so I know people give me a hard
Really?
time. Yeah, I love coconut. I love coconut flavored things as well. And then I'm also a really big fan of tropical fruit punch, and they have a
Tropical fruit punch Red Bull.
It's in a yellow can,
Oh.
and it's amazing.
Oh wow!
I've been hooked on that ever since it came out a couple years ago. I've been hooked on it ever since. I used to be a green apple blueberry guy, and then a couple years ago they dropped that tropical fruit punch, and then they dropped the coconut, and I've been hooked on those for the last couple years.
What is up? I didn't know they had a coconut. I might have to try that.
Dude, it's actually really good. It's really, you know what it reminds me of? Remember ocean water from Sonic?
Yeah.
It tastes like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Well, you know who else likes Red Bull? Arch Manning likes Red Bull. Signs a deal with Red Bull today. His NIL evaluation is now we can now officially start reporting this, right? Because this is real life now. This isn't fake life as it was like it has been the last 2 years. $6.6 million
for that one deal.
For one deal.
Yeah,
that's the only deal that we know of, right?
Right.
And remember, Archie, and if you guys watched the interview today with ESPN, Arch said that Archie Manning, his grandfather, Peyton and Eli's dad, has told Arch that he is not allowed to sign an NIL deal until he becomes the starter at Texas.
Right.
And so
That's
this
awesome.
is
That's
this
great insight.
well, number one, it just shows you what that family's all about. They're not about this NIL cockamamie crap.
Right.
Talking about. Number two, it gives you insight about like what the focus was for Arch,
Yep.
and he talks about it in this interview. And he talks about like he says it multiple times. Like I haven't done anything. Like I played in 2 games. Like I haven't done anything. So I don't know why you guys are like saying that I've done all this stuff. I've done nothing. And he comes in with a poise and a humbleness that is really it's almost like think about Quinn Ewers, right? Quinn Ewers had the same humbleness, right?
Mhm.
But Arch has the hype around him. Arch is the rah-rah guy. Arch is what we wanted Quinn to be.
Yeah.
The rah-rah guy, right? There's a clip of them doing sprints today on the Texas Longhorn Twitter channel. And at the end, it's Arch getting done with. It looked like they were doing either like not plagues, plants. Shit, what is it called? Where you hold yourself up.
Thanks.
Planks. They were doing planks.
Yeah.
They get up and you see Arch doing this like like he's getting really pumped up. Like that's what you're gonna see in Arch Manning. He's very emotional. He's very emotional, but he's not like.
Yeah, I think he's way more animated than
animated. That's the word.
I think he's way more animated than Eli. I think he did mention in that interview that was one thing that he liked about his uncle is that he likes the fact that Eli was in the Big Apple. He was there for years, won Super Bowls, didn't do well, did well, and he was just stoic the entire time. Like he kind of stayed.
That's how he was.
Yeah, he'd throw 5 touchdowns, looked the same, throw 5 interceptions, looked exactly the same. And that was how he got down. Peyton, he talks about Peyton and how Peyton he tells a quick story to Marty. Marty Smith did a very good job on this interview, by the way.
That was a good job.
He did a fantastic job. I felt like they cut out so much because I felt like he asked more. But I wouldn't be surprised if that interview wasn't an hour and they cut it down to like less than 20. But he Arch messaged Peyton and asked him like how to kind of approach the game from a preparation standpoint, and he says that Peyton sends him a 10-minute voice note, just like all the stuff that he needs to do, and he's just like, I just listen to it and go from there. And then, again, we forget, a lot of people forget Cooper Kupp. I mean, not Cooper Kupp, Cooper Manning played wide receiver.
Cooper Manning. Did you catch that? How when they were talking about how to pronounce
it's weird. It's really weird.
It's like, yeah, man, it's weird.
It's Cooper to me. He's a wide receiver, number 1 wide receiver for Peyton, and ends up having an issue with spinal stenosis and not able to play. So he's got the athletic ability, and he's obviously tapped into his uncles, even his grandfather, on how to prepare for what he's going through right now.
He's really like the perfect mix of all of them.
That's really what I was going to do. Yeah. He's got
he's got the athletic ability of his dad, the smarts of Peyton, the humbleness of Eli, and he's got like a little bit of the humor of all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
The Mannings are funny.
He said some funny stuff. I was just like,
the Mannings are funny. The Mannings are very funny.
That's a funny family, bro. Like,
yeah.
I don't know why they're so ordinary. They're so boring, but they're so funny.
No, I think what it is they're deadpan. Like, have you ever listened to Peyton and Eli talk to each other like during those Monday nights where they're doing the casting? Dude, Eli's deadpan. And Eli pisses Peyton off, and then Peyton gets all like emotional. He starts going at it. Like, it's just like you can tell he's still like mentally, his brain is still locked into football. I don't know what he's doing outside of like
Dude, he's trying to live his
ESPN. Like,
life. I think his kids are still like young.
right,
Like Peyton's kids are like Peyton might be like the middle child, but his kids are young.
right,
Like
right, right, right.
I think compared to like Arch is like 18, 19.
19,
Like
yeah.
like Peyton's oldest son is only like 10.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Peyton Manning's son is like 10 or 11.
Dude, he's so locked in, bro. It's like if you listen to Peyton talk, like especially during those fan casts, like the fan casts where they have them doing the like the broadcast, he knows ball still. And it's not that I don't think that he doesn't know it. It's just how engaged he is with the game when the
Yeah.
game is playing.
Actually, Peyton has twins.
Really?
They're fraternal twins.
How old are they?
Now they're 14. They were born in 2011.
Oh wow.
What?
All right. Well, listen,
Oh, and then he has an older son, I think. I don't know, man.
don't matter. It don't matter. He wants to be there for his kids. I mean, I can't get mad at that. I just appreciate that he like actually is like showing his personality
Yeah.
and cracking jokes with Eli, and they're doing you know, they've got their own broadcasting situation. So yeah, I'm all for it, man. But to bring it back around, it definitely seems that Arch is literally, you know, he's got an open door with Sark, he's got an open door with his family, and they're willing to give him the information that he needs to be successful from both his parents and his, you know, from his coaching. He mentioned, I don't know if you caught this, but he mentioned the staff, the coaching staff,
Yeah.
a lot.
A lot.
Not just Coach Sark, but the entire staff.
Specifically, Adrian Milwee,
Yeah, yeah,
quarterback
yeah,
coach.
yeah, yeah. He's given a lot of that staff a lot of kudos, and that says a lot because you want your players to be engaged with the coaching, and you want your players to be engaged with what happened.
I just saw a clip of Peyton Manning's son throw a football at the Pro Bowl. This kid has an arm, bro. Look at this. This is insane. Oh my gosh.
What's Peyton's son name?
Is it shoot? I forgot what his name was. Marshall.
Marshall Manning. Okay.
Marshall. Look at this kid. This is crazy. Let me bring this out.
What if we backdoored and got another Manning? Oh, I want to go play with Uncle Arch. I want to go
play where Uncle Arch played.
Yeah. At 14?
That kid's 14, bro. There's no shot.
What is it in their genes where they got like rocket arms, dog?
Bro, he launched that thing.
Peyton Manning was throwing rockets for a long time until he
You know
couldn't.
what?
Even when he couldn't, he was throwing wounded ducks. Those wounded ducks was moving.
That's why we haven't heard from Peyton. He's like, man, Arch, you think you got Arch? Just wait till Marshall comes to play, bro. You ain't got nothing yet, bro. He's gonna be a recruit in 2032.
If I wouldn't be surprised if he, you know, there's a bunch of special kids out there that are just athletically gifted, and they start getting these receiving offer letters at a very young age. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. Now I know Peyton.
Bro, this isn't a kid, man.
I think Peyton and Eli would protect their little ones, but I would not be surprised if they haven't been approached to like, hey, when your son gets old enough, like you want him to come holler at us, like we'll make sure that he gets taken care of. We'll get him all good, and then kind of go from there, try to reel him in from there. But shout out to Arch. Shout out to Arch. This guy seems really, really humble. I do have a final question. I kind of want to wait a little bit. Maybe we can close out with this question because
Okay.
it is kind of spicy.
Yeah. By the way, Eli's kid we won't see for a long time. His son is like 6.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, that's a good gap for Texas, right?
But listen,
Maybe Texas will this generation
within the next 6 to 7 years, don't be surprised if you don't see him on
around
ESPN.
March.
They're covering him, especially if he plays quarterback, like and he's somewhat good. They're gonna be following. So we'll get to see, these Manning offspring, come into the NFL and infiltrate the college ranks. But
It's gonna be
my last question to you. This has made me a little bit worried. We know that he got an NIL deal worth $6.6 million, I believe, or 6.3.
that just says that's what the valuation
Yeah,
is.
the
I don't know.
value of it is over. The value of it is over 6. That's what's being reported. We don't know that for sure. It could be more. My question to you: Arch made it very, very plain and simple and clear that he wanted to win a national championship. Maddie asked him this morning, where do you want to be at the end of next year? And he said, I want to be hosting a national championship. That is what I want to do. I want to bring Texas back. So my question is, because again, this is all narrative. I understand ESPN is the machine and they have to drive ratings. Cam Newton made a very, very bold, very, very bold. And I didn't even think about this, didn't even cross my mind. He said that Arch Manning would be the number 1 draft pick next year in the NFL draft. With that being said, do you see Arch, if in a perfect scenario where he wins a national championship, maybe gets an award. I don't want to say Heisman, but let's say he gets the best quarterback or whatever. I forget what the name of it is. If he wins a national championship, I would assume he would possibly win an SEC championship as well. Do you see him leaving?
No.
After 1 year? Do you think he rides it out?
Yes. That's not how the family operates.
It's not. It's not how the family operates. Again,
now, there's always an exception to the rule.
I have to ask the question simply because I think this is what ESPN is going to run with.
That's what they want.
Especially if he does after this spring game, it's over. It's bubbling right now. It's bubbling, but it's bubbling. Yeah. It's not full-fledged. Every single dude, ESPN is literally going to be at every single. We're going to see more.
Be here.
We're going to see
for the spring game.
We're going to see more Texas coverage than ever before, simply because it's Arch Manning.
Yeah,
like it's like I feel bad for people that don't like Texas. It's going to get napped. Win, lose, or draw.
You know what? We're going to be just as unbearable with the curve.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, they thought we, 2 years. No. If Arch Manning gets this team to the national title, I don't know if he's going to win it. If he gets to the game, they're done. It's toast. It's toast.
Listen, again, I understand. I don't want to get my hopes up too high, but just I understand we lost a lot. We did. We lost a lot. There's going to be in 90 some odd days, there's going to be at least 10 or 11 Longhorns called from round 1 to the end of 7 rounds. I'm going to say we're going to have at least 11 that get drafted. So with that being said, I could see it. I could see it. I don't want that to happen, but that's what they're going to run with it. This is going to be a thing. So looks like my man Harish ran into a situation here. He seems to be frozen in general. So we'll wait for him to come back. But yeah, For you guys that are there, listen, I want you guys to understand that whatever happens to Arch, we're gonna be there. Arch is gonna be the guy. One other thing that I noticed, and then I'll let Harish take over here. I noticed that he, again, very humble. Um, he never mentioned about being the starter. Not once has he mentioned about him actually being the starter. That leads me to believe that he still has to do his thing. He still has to earn the spot to be the number one guy, even though we know he's the number one guy. It definitely sounds to me like he is still in a process of being like, I need to earn this spot, and and he sounds like he's okay with it. Now we both know that Arch Manning is the number one guy. He's getting treated like the number one guy. He's getting these NIL deals as the number one guy, but he still manages to keep himself kind of mellow. You know what I'm saying? It's very impressive. 19-year-old me, I was not like that. I was not like that. I was trying to spend that money. What what shoes can I get?
Right.
What car can I get? What jewelry? Just clothes. What just 19. That no,
Yeah.
no. Or what are your thoughts on that? I mean, again, I can't wait to continue to see this guy get an interview because he's just good.
Hype.
He's
I'm just
good, man.
hype.
He gets you pumped, bro.
I'm just
He
hype.
gets you
I'm
pumped.
so hype. Like
He
I
gives you.
saw that you told me to watch the interview because I've been working all
I
day.
watched that interview maybe like 3 times.
Yeah,
It
you
was
were like,
that
"Hey man, you need to watch this interview," and I watched it. I was like, "Bro, I can't wait for this season."
that interview was so good. I literally watched it 3 times. I was like, man, what they got Arch up on here for? I thought it was just clickbait. You're
Yeah,
not paying
what's
attention.
going on now? Yeah.
What's going on now? So I'm like, damn, what's going on with Arch? And I
The
saw the
first thing that came to my mind when I saw that interview was happening was, "Here we go."
you thought he was transferring?
No, here we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
like
listen,
it started.
he sounded good. I feel like, again, judgment's out. We'll see what happens at the glorified practice of on the orange and white game in April. Looking for again, cannot wait to go to that. We got to see Arch throw last year, and
Yeah.
he threw a bomb, and he looked great doing it. But yeah, Harish, did you have anything else?
Nah, man, I'm just ready.
I
I'm
think
ready
this,
for this season.
I
I'm so
just
hyped.
I'm overwhelmed with excitement just off that one interview. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to sugarcoat
I'm so stoked.
it.
This season's this season's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
213 days until we get there. By the way, before we leave, guys, 2 weeks from tomorrow is the start of the baseball season.
Yes.
It's also the start of the softball season, and I think I saw earlier that
Are the girls ranked number one?
I think the girls start off the preseason as number one. Yep. Well, they started off number one in the SEC poll. Oklahoma starts off as 3 in the SEC poll, which is
Interesting. Oklahoma at 3. Who's the 2?
Florida.
Oh,
You remember
where's
dude,
you see that? Florida's good. Florida's good.
Florida almost took Oklahoma out last year.
Yes. Where's UCLA at?
UCLA is 5,
Okay.
but the Softball America has the Gators number 1 in Texas too.
Man, that is
NCAA rankings have Texas 1, the Gators 2.
that's gonna be good. That is gonna be good.
Oklahoma 3, Oklahoma State 4, Tennessee 5. They have UCLA 6.
I cannot wait. That right there is
Softball
gonna
season's
be,
gonna be fun.
and
The SEC is going to be fun in softball.
and we get to see Jonah Williams play. Oh my god.
So softball, SEC schools, Texas 1, Florida 2, Oklahoma 3, Tennessee 5, A&M 7, LSU 9, Alabama 11, Arkansas 13, Georgia 14, Missouri 15.
That's a dud. Listen, the
And
SEC, the
Mississippi State
SEC,
25.
the SEC when it comes to baseball and when it comes to softball,
Feels
that's
like when it comes to everything, dude.
they're so good.
I didn't realize like Texas like SEC basketball was like ran through the entire country. Like speaking of SEC basketball, I don't know, man.
I wanted to save this for next week. I didn't even want to
Okay.
talk about it today.
I don't
I
even
didn't
know.
want
We can save it. We can save it. Because
we got a couple more games. I definitely want to get more familiar with the team and how they play and like.
I think offensively this team looks really good. Actually,
they do look good. They look better than like,
no. Defensively, this team looks good. That's the one thing. Like even last year, defensively, this team looks good.
Hey, you know what? I give this team some credit, quick credit on one thing I've noticed is they can rebound their ass off.
They're not, but here's the thing: they're not getting blown out by. They are competing with every top team that they play. Name one team that blew them out. A&M by 20 in the second half. That's the only team that's blown them out. And really, that was just because they couldn't shoot. They were in that game yesterday, the entire game.
What is it about Texas and not being able to find that one shooter, even if he's on the court, just to shoot the ball?
They have shooters, though. That's the thing. They have all these shooters, but none of them can shoot when you need them to shoot.
It's so frustrating. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. We can talk about it next week. I wanted to talk about this Arch thing. I wanted to talk about us getting that. We were when all this happened, guys. We were literally talking about what we should name the show. We usually go back and forth to text and throughout the week and just like, hey, what should we call the show? What? And literally, as we were talking about naming the show, Texas gets a #1 recruiting spot.
Right.
Harris watches the Arch Manning interview and is like, yo, this is really good. So we did a whole pivot, but we will get to baseball, we will get to basketball and men's and women's because right now the women are playing.
Yeah, they're playing right now.
Yeah,
they're playing. Yeah, they're playing. They're up 5. They're up 7 on Missouri with like 2:95. They should close that out. Like I'm pretty confident.
Yeah. So we will again, guys. We promise we will cover it. We just it is a lot of stuff that 1 week. Give us. We need a break. Everybody needs a mental break. And then as we were planning for basketball, football took over. So it's like the more we get farther away from football, I think it'll be, unless I don't know what else could possibly happen, but you never know. I think the next really big thing for us is really just kind of seeing where our future Longhorns might fall or where they might go. Pro days are coming up for sure. Senior Bowl is this weekend as well. So
you watching that East West Shrine game?
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. No, I was not impressed by anything I saw.
Yeah, I'm watching everything because NFL football is about to be over.
Yes.
And then college football is already over. So then we gotta wait. You got
the not the XFL. What's that other league? You got the UFL.
The UFL. It is just a merger of the USFL and the XFL. And I'm perfectly fine. Yeah. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch it. But there's like that gap in between there. So I'm just mentally preparing myself on the goodbyes of college football for sure. Because after that, after the Senior Bowl, it's over. But we'll cover that. We got some Longhorns in the Senior Bowl, so I want to definitely recap and see how good they look. There's been some impressive things. Sorrells looks really, really good. He looks like he can put himself in a position to probably go like 2 or 3 so far. So yeah. But in the meantime, in between time, you can find me on Twitter at Tim Wayne. Listen, we got a lot coming out. We got, like I said, the NFL draft, pro days, things like that. We're still going to be covering, guys, and we're going to be covering basketball, football. Basketball, baseball, softball, men's and women's basketball. Can't forget them because they're doing really, really good. So yeah, just hit me up at Tim Wayne. Shout out to my TikTok people. Oh my gosh. Y'all are very, very, very on top of things. Anytime I post anything, it's automatically getting over 1,000 views in like an hour or two. Y'all are commenting, sharing, saving. We appreciate all of that. We don't necessarily know what the heck is going on with TikTok, but we appreciate y'all's patience and rocking with us. So shout out to y'all.
Sure. And you can find me at the Uncle Gandhi on Twitter. Obviously, Longhorn Fan Battle. And then we appreciate all the follows on TikTok as well. We're gonna try to find a way to give you guys a live show. I think we should start posting when we go live here and see if any of those folks will follow us here.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know how that we could possibly merge the two. I know it's through OBS. I don't know. I do have a friend that does it. I just haven't reached out to him. I should.
We're investing. The network is looking into some other options for streaming.
Right.
And so hopefully with this new platform we're looking at, it'll allow us to do it directly from there.
Multi-streams. That's how you do it.
Yep.
That's how we do it.
That's what we're looking into because we do want to grow our TikTok base for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But hey, that's it from us. Great show. We'll talk to you guys next week if you need. Follow us on all those platforms and.
Heck yeah.
My name's Harish. This is my guy Tim Wayne. We're out of here. Peace.
Till Gabriel.
Go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard.